Hey guys, welcome back. Hope all is well. Today is February 28th at the time of recording, and given that we are 2 months into 2025, I wanted to share 4 fragrances that you need in your collection in 2025. I want to preface that none of these have been released in 2025. I was kind of disappointed. I've been waiting for some newer fragrances to be released, and so far there haven't been that many. I'm mostly talking about designers. I went to a Sephora the other day and I saw that they had a Stronger With You Parfum, which I tried out, and just based off of first impressions, it's a fragrance that I think is almost redundant if you already have a different version of Stronger With You. It smells good, don't get me wrong. You really get that Stronger With You DNA. It's warm, spicy. Some people get boozy notes. I don't really get a lot of boozy notes, but definitely is nutty. It's a different take on the typical Stronger With You DNA. So I think if you already have one, whether it's Intensely or Absolutely or any of the other flankers, I believe that getting Stronger With You Parfum is a little bit redundant. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that release right now. I don't know, let me know if you guys like it, if you already have a Stronger With You fragrance, and if you're gonna also buy the Parfum. It is good, don't get me wrong, but again, I think it's kind of a redundant release. I would have liked to see something new from their house. But anyways, getting into the list, I've kind of categorized these fragrances into 4 seasons. I think that would have made the most sense instead of just, giving you 4 winter fragrances or 4 summer fragrances. But in all honesty, some of these can be worn in multiple seasons. So without further ado, let's get into the list. Considering that we are going into spring, I'm going to start off with the spring scent first. And the first one on this list is none other than Gentleman Society. This is released in 2023, I believe, so it's 2 years old. I tried to pick scents that you could find at discounters. So again, these aren't going to be like really new. These are scents that you can find for a pretty decent price. I have the 60 milliliter here. I've been trying to get smaller bottles because if I keep getting the bigger ones, then eventually I'm just gonna be left with a huge collection that I'll never end up wearing. So for certain scents, I've been trying to get the smaller bottles, but you'll see that later in the video, there are some fragrances that are quite big, and honestly, one of them is even bigger than 100 milliliters. But anyways, this, perfect for the spring. Fragrantica says that it's more of a fall and winter fragrance. It also says it works for spring. I think it's phenomenal. It's typically, at least for Canadians, the spring is usually really rainy. I'm assuming it's the same in Europe, same in the United States. And so typically a darker kind of scent really works well for that type of season. It's got a really nice scent profile, very mass appealing. You can really smell the cardamom in here. You can really smell the vanilla as well. It's aromatic, but there's also a little bit of spices in here. Again, really good in terms of compliments as well. No one's gonna be offended that you're wearing this, and it's a little bit more mysterious. It's got kind of like a foggy nature to it. Like when I smell it, I think of like a dark kind of day. You're kind of wearing like kind of like a dark fit, and it's not as warm and inviting as other scents, but it's still super mass appealing at the same time. It's a really unique fragrance that I think pulls off, the mysterious vibe along with the mass appeal aspect of it. It pulls it off really well. I think almost anyone can wear this. I definitely recommend you should try it out. The only downside that I can think of here is that longevity and projection isn't that good. I would have liked for it to last a bit longer. On my skin personally, it lasts 5 to 6 hours with like moderate projection. So that is something that I wish could be improved. Another thing is that it's not a super complex fragrance, which kind of also leans into the mass appeal aspect. So, you know, I want you to know what you're getting yourself into here. It's nothing crazy, but it works really well. If you don't have this in your collection yet, it's definitely worth checking out. You can also get it for a pretty good price at online discounters. So for springtime, Gentleman Society, this is one that I'll be wearing and I think you should try as well. Now, moving on for the summer. For summer fragrances, there's a lot of options. And this is one that has been hyped up quite a lot. A lot of people have talked about it. Most of you have probably heard of it. It is none other than YSL Myself. It's a fragrance that for some is a little bit too basic, but I think what it does super, super well. It's a masculine, fairly strong fragrance that works perfectly in the summer. Man, this truly is wonderful. Honestly, I think it's the modern day Dior Sauvage. I don't want to bring up Dior Sauvage too often in my videos, but it quite literally is a modern day Dior Sauvage. And what's crazy to me is that on Fragrantica, at least, there's such little notes listed. It says there's 2 types of bergamot. You got orange blossom, patchouli, and ambrofix. I'm sure there's more notes in there, but this stuff is just phenomenal. It's honestly one of my most worn fragrances just because it's so easy to wear, and it really works for all year round. But I'm putting it in summer because out of all the fragrances I have today, I think this one fits the most. You can wear it for pretty much anything. Anything you're gonna go do. Play some sports, you can wear it. Going, I don't know, hanging out with friends or going to the beach. Whatever you're gonna do, doing shopping, groceries, anything. This will make sure that you smell clean, fresh, masculine, and good. I haven't met anyone that said they didn't like this fragrance. Some people online aren't such fans of it, but I have nothing but good things to say about it. So this is a fragrance I think you must have in 2025. Moving onwards for fall now, the third fragrance that we're gonna be talking about, the fragrance that I recommend for fall is Dior Homme 2020. A beautiful fragrance, beautiful scent profile. It's something that I think works really well in the fall. Again, this is also kind of like a Swiss Army knife. You can use it for anything, anytime. Smells absolutely phenomenal. It's a little bit light, a little bit airy. I don't think it's really strong for me, at least. I think that's because of the ISOE Super. There's an aspect to it that is a little bit like, what do you call it? Like translucent, something airy. It's like very, very light, but it still smells amazing. I feel like this is one that it's pretty hard to overspray with. But again, it might smell different on your skin. Maybe the way it interacts with your skin, it comes off a little bit stronger. Performance on this is really good as well. Will last you at least 8 hours with really good projection. People will be able to smell you. And the bottle is just beautiful. I mean, they basically just kind of kept the main design from the old Dior Homme, kind of modernized it a bit with the cap and with the stem as well. But absolutely phenomenal fragrance. I think if you're living in 2025 and don't have this in your collection, you're absolutely missing out. I'm trying to recommend fragrances here that, you know, will appeal to almost everyone. There is one niche fragrance that I'll be talking about at the end. Or actually I can talk about it right now because it kind of fits the summer and spring vibes, which I just talked about. And it's, I'm sure many of you have tried it. Creed Millésime Impérial. I don't know if you guys watched the Fragrance Apprentice. It's a favorite of his. I never got to try it because all the malls in my area don't carry it, but I went to the United States in South Carolina, and there at that mall they had Creeds, they had Chanel's, but like the niche versions, like the exclusive, more exclusive lines. So yeah, I got to try a bunch of Creeds, and the one that really stood out to me was Millésime Impérial. Smelled amazing. Now for the summer, I couldn't include it in the list because I obviously haven't tried it, but I want to try the clone from Armaf for Creed Millésime Impériale. If it smells even remotely close to it, I will probably be buying 2 bottles. Hopefully I can get it for a good price. Usually Armafs are pretty cheap. And I think I remember seeing the Fragrance Apprentice review it, and he said it smells really close to the original, so I have high hopes for that. It's still February right now at the time of recording this video, so it might be a little bit too early to buy it, so I'm probably gonna wait a bit. Maybe around May, June, I'll buy it and probably give it a review and see how close it smells to the original one. I only smelled it once, so you know, it might be a little bit hard to tell how identical they are, but I'll definitely be able to tell if they smell or if they give off like the same kind of vibe that I got the first time. So that's something I'm looking forward to buying. But moving on with the list here, the 4th fragrance I want to mention, and that kind of fits in the winter category, is Givenchy Gentleman Privé. Honestly, or Reserve Privé. Perfect cozy scent, perfect for date night. This one, I'm gonna be honest, is a little bit harder to pull off in the daytime. Depending what kind of job you have, if you have an office job, this might not be the best, but a fragrance that kind of works more in the colder weather, more in the evening, going out. Again, I mentioned date night, phenomenal for that. It's got a pretty strong boozy note in there. The boozy note really carries this fragrance. I'm not really into boozy fragrances, or I thought I wasn't into those kind of fragrances, but I tried this and it just blew me away. At first, it's kind of hard to get used to because I wasn't used to it, but after 2 or 3 times of wearing it, I ended up buying it. So yeah, this is phenomenal. I have mentioned 2 Givenchys in this video, a house that I never really thought I would like that much, but from what I can tell, I'm enjoying them pretty well. So yeah, these are the 4 fragrances that I recommend that you should have in 2025. Most of them are mainstream. Most of them are easy to find right now. This one might be a little bit harder to find on discounters, as well as YSL myself. I haven't looked too often, but I think this sells out pretty quickly from what I've seen. And I know there's a EDP version, so maybe a lot of people are going for the EDP, and you can cop this one easier. The only thing is, like for me personally, I didn't like the EDP as much. I really like this one. Or, wait, sorry, this is the EDP. The new one is the Parfum, I believe, which has like a frosted bottle. Yeah, I think so. Could be wrong, but the frosted bottle is the new one. I smelled it and I ended up preferring this one just because it's a little brighter for me. And kind of the situation when I would wear it, especially in like summer and kind of like those situations, I kind of want something brighter. So this is definitely the pick for me. I'm curious to see if they're gonna release an elixir and how that's gonna smell. So I am keeping an eye out for that. I am also hoping that in 2025 we're gonna get some good releases, because 2024 was kind of disappointing for me personally. Like the Versace Eros Energy, I tried that, was not a fan. Some of the Jean Paul Gaultiers, I don't know, I mean, they get hyped up, but they're not really anything that I really gravitate towards. I tried Jean Paul Gaultier, one that smells for summer. It's got like a clear bottle with the green juice. I'm really forgetting its name now. Anyways, that one has a strong coconut note. I tried it at the mall and I just felt like throwing up. I don't know, maybe the bottle went bad or something like that. I don't know, there's something about JPG, Jean Paul Gaultier, JPG fragrances that I haven't really connected with yet. But anyways, that's the video for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm looking to get some more fragrances in soon, so hopefully I'll have more content to share with you. If there's any new pickups that you got, please let me know. Very curious to see how your collections are growing. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.